but before I allow you to come in and start, I see the hand of Honorable Maotwe.
Thank you, Chair, for recognizing me. Chair, you just said we're continuing with cross-examination of Mr. Samuel. Now, you'll remember that last week we raised the issue of PP not having finished with the cross-examination of Mr. Samuel, and you said that they were done. And we said to you, according to the directive, before the members of Parliament can pose questions, we should allow the PP first to finish her cross-examination. Now, it comes as a surprise that now today there's a turn of events, now that we're bringing back Mr. Samuel back again to continue with the cross-examination that you yourself, you said it was done last week. And members of Parliament are quiet. And when we call you, Chair, to order, to say that's not how you run this meeting, you throw us out of this platform, you tell us that we should not continue speaking. But we call you to order, rightfully so, Chairperson, because now you've interrupted the flow of the cross-examination. We are back. So it can't be, Chair. Please chair this meeting fairly and unbiasedly, because you are biased, you are unfair, and when we call you to order, the ANC and the DA members of Parliament are very quick to defend you. Where are they now that you've changed your mind? They must come here.
Thank you.
They must come
Thank you,
here
Honorable.
and look ashamed.
Thank you,
they condoned this. Now today, you throw them under the bus.
Honorable Maotwe, to stop. Thank you for what you raised. Whatever that you are raising is really not a point of order. I've allowed you to go on and say what you want to say, a complete misrepresentation of what we're doing here. Last Friday here with Mr. Ibrahim Hassan, who was coming back after we would have concluded his testimony. So your point of order is not sustained, and I don't want you to continue making such comments as the chairperson is biased, because there's no bias here, and that must be on record. I want members, I'm not going to I have no interest to entertain this any further, because I want to get straight to Advocate Mpofu to take the stand and begin the cross-examination.
But Chair, why did you stop me from finishing what I was saying?
Chair, Honorable, you're out of order. I've asked you to stop. You're out of order.
Honorable Chair, on a point of order. On a point of order, Chair.
Honorable Dada.
No, it's Honorable Malema.
Chairperson.
I'm recognizing Honorable Dada.
Thank you so much, Chair. Good morning, everybody. Chair, please, man, we cannot be abused like this, Chair. There's a process that we're following. We've got directives that are set, and we're following those directives. And we can't be accused here of being biased when people are biased towards whoever they feel like they're biased to, whether it's the public protector or whatever the case may be. People must not get here in this meeting in the morning, get excited and make statements that are unfounded. And it's important, Chair, that we run this process based on the directives that we took. We had a witness that came back for further cross-examination last week. There is no difference to what is being done here. We're not here to listen to people that are going to run the process if it's their own. It's important for us, Chair, to stick to those directives and not to be accused of being things that were not here, such as bias and so on, because we can stoop to that level, but we don't want to do that. We want to ensure that we give a fair process to the public protector and her team and the entire process that is led by Parliament. So please, Chair, you've made a ruling on this. Can you please continue with the meeting? Thanks.
Thank you, Honorable Nodada. Honorable Malema.
Chair, there's no one who's excited here because the Speaker was not given an opportunity to conclude a sentence. And you can't make a ruling on something you haven't had. So allow the Speaker to make her point and then make a ruling. Painful as it might sound, but we must listen to each other, because the way he was rudely interrupted is not nice. Whether we like what he's saying or not, she must be protected by chair and by all of us here in this meeting. And people call people excited, yeah? And then when they call you names, you mourn like small kids. When you say people are excited, you're calling them names as well. And they will in return do the same. And then you're going to complain like grade 1 children. Yeah? So please allow her to conclude her point, and then you can make a ruling. Because we're making a ruling on some, I didn't hear what she was saying. Please give her a chance and then make a point. One, all of us, including her, we want to proceed with this meeting. So please, thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Malema. Honorable Tlakudi.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. Good morning to you and my colleagues. Honorable Chairperson, I just want to repeat what you said earlier. When you opened this meeting, you said, today we are going to have Mr. Samuel as a witness to conclude with him later this afternoon. And you said you are going to give Advocate Mpofu to continue with the cross-examination until later in the afternoon. So I don't understand why now we are discussing this as if you said you were not going to give. My understanding is that the opportunity now is given to Advocate Mpofu and the PP. It's their time now. Then later in the afternoon, you are going to allow members to ask clarity-seeking questions. That is what you said. So there's no biasness on your side. I think we should proceed with the meeting because you are going according to the directives that we adopted as this committee. Thank you very much, Honorable Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Tlakudi. Just before I go to Advocate Mpofu, just to recognize the last 3 hands, Honorable Zungu, Honorable Zungu, Siwela, Honorable Mailam, and Maneli. It's now 4. Thank you. 1 minute each, please. Honorable Zungula.
Thank you, Chair. I was actually waiting for you to call me properly by stating that I'm Honorable Zungula. I'm not Zungu. Chairperson, on Friday, there was an exchange when you highlighted that the cross-examination is done, whereas Advocate Mpofu and the public protector had raised the issue that they are not done. Now, we intervened, we raised this issue, and you were adamant that the cross-examination is done, therefore you are going to move on. You allowed members to interact and engage with the witness in accordance to the directives that immediately after the cross-examination is done, only then can the MPs interact with the witness. Now, on Monday, without the committee discussing and reaching a different conclusion, you are bringing back the same Mr. Samuel for cross-examination that you said that cross-examination is done. So for me, it would give an impression that, number one, you need to apologize for what had transpired on Friday, because you were adamant on Friday that we as a committee will proceed because the cross-examination is done. And when we raised this issue, you did not want to change your mind. Or it would appear that you are taking instructions from somewhere, because akomntu onothetha into ethile on Friday, then on Monday their mind has changed without the committee actually discussing and reaching a different conclusion. So we are raising this thing, Chair. You can't state that Mr. Hassan or Mr. Ibrahim, he was brought back and therefore that makes it okay. Because we can't be moving, directionless. Whereas when you like, you are going to bring a witness. When you don't like, the cross-examination is done. The committee must dictate the agenda and the program of this committee. And secondly, the committee must discuss whether to bring back another witness. You can't alone or taking instruction or influence from somewhere we don't know. You come back to us and you are...
Thank you, Zungula. Your 1 minute is expired. Thank you.
Chairperson, wait, Chairperson.
Honorable
When
Zungula.
Honorable Notata spoke and Honorable Drakude spoke, you did not mention the issue of a minute. Why is
And I have imposed that minute, Honorable Zungula.
You did not impose
Thank you,
it on
Honorable
them.
Zungula.
Why is it when I'm speaking, you are going to impose it? Why can't you
And
be fair?
the
Why
next
can't
one
you
that will-
allow us to address you the same way? Why are you making different rules for me and different rules for the other?
Honorable Zungula, you made your point. Thank you, Honorable
Chairperson,
Zungula.
I'm not done. I'm addressing you, limiting my time now.
Asking
So that
you
is what
to
I'm
stop.
addressing. Allow me to finish my submission, then we can move on.
Honorable Zungula, I've imposed a time limit and I want you to stick to it.
I'm addressing this time limit that is new to me, but it was not utilized to other people.
Honorable Zungula, I'm not going to continue with this dialogue with you. And I want to
Chairperson,
repeat.
I
Want to repeat, Honorable Zungula. Honorable
Chair,
I will
Zungula,
address you when I feel you are unfair. When you are
I'm
unfair,
asking
Chairperson,
Honorable
I'm going
Zungula.
to address you.
I now recognize Honorable Siwela.
Chairperson, I'm not done with my submission.
I'm recognizing Honorable Siwela, Honorable Zungula. I hope
Chairperson,
you would
I'm
not
not done.
continue
And
with
I'm
what
not
you're doing.
going to leave the platform up until I'm done. Chairperson, I'm not
Go
done.
ahead, Honorable Siwela.
Let me continue with
Thank you,
my
Chairperson.
submission. It appears, Chairperson, that you are taking instructions
Chair.
from somewhere else. And
Just pause, Honorable Siwela. Honorable Zungula.
You are
Honorable
disturbing
Zungula,
the flow
this
of
is going to be that.
advocation.
Honorable Zungula,
Who was
this is the last warning I'm
cross-examining-
giving you.
Warning for what, Chairperson?
Honorable Zungula,
Warning
I'm
for
giving
what?
you a last warning.
I'm
I've
not
asked you
done
to
with my
stop.
submission. I'm not done with my
You
submission.
don't have to be done. I've imposed a time limit, Honorable
Why
Zungula.
on me only? Why not on the other members who spoke?
Okay, thank you. I've done my part. IT, please mute. Honorable Zungula.
I'm going to continue, Chairperson. We can't allow you to treat us in a way that is not consistent. If you are consistent, this would... But you are
Honorable
inconsistent,
Siwela.
inconsistent, Chairperson. That is why I'm going to address you.
On
Chairperson,
IT,
Then
I'm
they will
asking you
not
now to remove Honorable Zungula. IT, please
Remove me for
remove
what,
Honorable
Chairperson?
Zungula from the platform.
remove me for what? For calling you to be
IT, please
fair.
remove Honorable Zungula from the
For calling
platform.
you to be fair.
Please
You are-
remove Honorable Zungula from the platform. Honorable Siwela, you are recognized.
thank you, Chairperson.
Are you going to
No, on a
recognize
point
me
of
to
order,
finish as well?
On a point of order.
Honorable
Thank you,
Siwela,
Chair.
you are recognized.
On a point
Thank
of
you,
order, Chair.
Chairperson. Thank you,
Chairperson, there is
Chair.
a point of order on the
Thank
floor.
you,
here.
Chair. Thank
On
you,
a point
Chair.
of order, Chair.
Just hold, Honorable Siwela. Let me entertain the point of order.
Chair, you did not give the Honorable Zungula an opportunity to conclude his point, and that is going to be our biggest problem today. Allow members of parliament to speak, because this thing that you can sit at the corner alone, and when you are being challenged, you remove people from platforms. It's not going to happen. You are not going to preside over an unfair meeting and think that we are all going to allow you to do that. Allow us to discuss this matter and stop interrupting us. So please, we have to reinstate Honorable Zungula and allow Honorable Maotwe to conclude their input. And then we proceed with these meetings, because the concerns are on you, Chair. Instead of being open and fair to listen to what our concerns are, you are impatient with us and then you cut time. I mean, you just started from nowhere imposing 1 minute when you have not started 1 minute with the rest of us. He's right to say on a different, you exhaust the speakers and then we said, moving forward, this is how we move. You don't say in the middle of a debate and then we impose time. No, it doesn't work like that, Chair. Please, let's reinstate him and allow us to exhaust this matter, then we'll proceed.
Chairperson. Thank you, Honorable Malema. I am now recognizing Honorable Siwela.
Thank you, Chairperson. Thanks for the opportunity, Chair. I want to align myself with the Deputy Chief Whip, Comrade Doris Lakode.
that we proceed with the directive given because the councillor is here with the PP to continue proceeding. If honorable members want to continue cross-examining the witness, we will do so. But what I'm worried about is the issue of name dropping that the ANC members are doing this. We are quiet because we want this process to flow smoothly, and we don't want that biasness. We don't want to be impartial. We want to be partial because this is not a kangaroo court. That is our understanding. So to be given an opportunity to listen.
Thank you, Honorable Suela. The point is made.
We need to proceed. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Suela. Honorable Malema.
Chairperson, I wish to address you on a separate issue, and it's a point of privilege, if I may. Chairperson, one of the reasons why we have these hearings is that we can see the persons involved, and unfortunately the public protector is not on a separate screen. Is there any way that we could get the public protector on a separate device so that we could be able to see her and her reactions to the questions and the comments that are made by the witnesses? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Malema. I will attend to that.
No, Chair, we're not going to allow that.
Honorable, please, Honorable Malema, please hold back. Honorable Advocate Mpofu, please mute yourself.
Okay, thank you, Chairperson. But we object to that suggestion.
Please mute yourself, Advocate Mpofu. I'll attend to the issue. Thank you. Honorable Ngola.
Thank you very much, Chair. I think I wish to draw the attention of the committee to Directive 6.3 and 6.4. Well, it seems as though that members do not actually recall where you get this thing of directing members to stop speaking and equally imposing a time limit. And I wish to draw their attention that you draw that from these directives, Chair. And it's not about these blatant accusations of taking instructions and all those things. Was you given an opportunity, Chair, to direct this meeting, and fairly so, you do that. You have not only done that to certain members, you have done that to all of us. When you think that the point is captured, but the point is becoming repetitive, you then impose that we must stop speaking. So I wish, Chair, to plead with all the members of the committee that can we now proceed as you have directed the committee, that can you allow Advocate Mpofu to proceed with the cross-examination of the witness on stand. I just wanted to plead, Chair, with the members of the committee for us to proceed. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Ngola. Last one, Honorable Maneli.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I want to join those that would ask you to proceed with the meeting, but I thought it's important to place it on record, Chair, that in your summary, you would have indicated this point. And we respected this as members of the committee because we would have advised before that some of the matters are matters for the back office. And this is what you indicated when you closed the meeting, that this is the matter that will be dealt with between the evidence leader and Advocate Mpofu in case we have to bring back the witness. However, the ruling you would have made earlier on that matter was complete, was correct because you had given time limits and that members needed to come at a particular point. So I just thought it's important to place that so that our quietness is understood that we have been on the platform and we have never left the platform until you made that summary at the end of the meeting. So we did expect this to happen. Of course, other things of casting doubt on your capability as the chair have been dealt with even on Friday. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Maneli. I was hoping that you are the last one. Now I need to give Honorable Lottridge so that I can make a ruling and explain to Honorable Maotwe what I was doing.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Yes, I'm in full support of the previous speakers. And I think it is important that we do remember that we have our directives, but over and above that, the rules of Parliament and what happens in the committee has not been negated or nullified. They are still enforced. And therefore, you as Chairperson, as presiding officer over the proceedings, can make the rulings. You can make certain decisions. So I would fully support that. Chairperson, also, Jen, then just another point that was raised earlier in terms of allowing the evidence leaders to question the witness again. That is ordinary procedure in terms of the evidence leaders to redirect after cross-examination. So I can't see that that should not be allowed. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Lottridge. Let me just explain the following things as I am about to repeat the ruling, and I will start on the issue of Honorable Zungula. After persistently asking Honorable Zungula to follow the orders of the chair, I had asked, I'm on the platform and I'm addressing, please hold back.
Order, Chair.
I'm making a ruling, please hold back. I was saying, on the issue of Honorable Zungula, I had asked him to please, and I was trying to redirect him. I have removed Honorable Zungula from the platform, and that is in terms of Rule 70. And for completeness, I'm going to read the rule. And it says, if the presiding officer is of the opinion that a member is deliberately contravening a provision of these rules, or that the member is disregarding the authority of the chair, or that a member's conduct is grossly disorderly, he or she may order the member to leave the chamber immediately for the remainder of the day's sitting. The rules of the NA apply in what we're doing. I have even said to Honorable Zungula, I'm warning him. I've even asked that he be muted. He disregarded the authority of the chair as I'm presiding here. And so for that, Honorable Zungula is removed from the platform. He is not going to be returned for the rest of the day today. And I hope that that is very clear. I'm going to proceed to the next point. Honorable Maotwe correctly would have raised his hand, raised what I thought was a clarification that she was seeking. When I was introducing the proceedings of the day, to say today is about Mr. Samuel coming back and concluding a cross-examination in the same way that Mr. Hassan would have come back on Friday and concluded a cross-examination with the Public Protector's legal team led by Advocate Mkhwebane. That was what she was beginning to raise, was actually challenging what I would have said last week when I said the time limit that was given to Advocate Mkhwebane had lapsed at a certain point on Friday, and then allowed the members who are part of these proceedings to play their part. And so even as we closed the meeting on Friday, we indicated that there is still going to be a further opportunity, as we did with Mr. Hassan, for Advocate Mkhwebane to conclude the cross-examination. Because Mr. Hassan was the first witness, came back last week, Friday, and his testimony was concluded. We're doing consistently the same thing with Mr. Sipelo Samuel. And so I was ruling Honorable Maotwe out on the point of the point she was raising was not relevant to what we want to do today, and that there was nothing wrong that this committee or its chairperson would have done. We were consistent with both the terms of reference, the directives, but we operate within the framework of the rules of the National Assembly in terms of the 9th edition of those rules. I hope the matter is clarified in that regard. The last point before I invite Advocate Mpofu, I had, because they are now on virtual, I then wanted to hear the public protector if she is on the platform. After I would have started, and both herself and her legal team were not on the platform. Later on, I was told Advocate Mpofu had joined the platform. When I asked the public protector to indicate if she's present, I did hear her voice. Now I just want to check again with the public protector. Public protector Advocate Mkhwebane, are you with us on the platform?
Okay, Chair, yes, well, I'm in the same room with her. I'll ask her to come so that you can see her.
I'm asking Advocate Mkhwebane, the public protector.
Yes, Chairperson,
I want to hear. I'm not asking Advocate Mpofu. Advocate Mpofu, you are a legal representative of. You are a legal representative of Advocate Mkhwebane. I'm now directing myself to the public protector of South Africa, Advocate Mkhwebane.
Chairperson, if you learn to listen, please. I'm saying she's in the same room as me. I'll ask her to come here so that you can see her. I'm assisting you.
Thank you. I wanted to speak as Advocate Mpofu.
Chairperson, I'm here. I'm in the same room with my legal team. So we are using one computer. Thank you.
Good morning and welcome, Advocate Mkhwebane.
Thank you.
All right. With that, I'm going to proceed, honorable members.
Chair, you had recognized me earlier. You said I should wait for you to finish and then you recognized me.
Advocate, Honorable Malema, please continue.
Thank you, Chair. Chair,
No, Chair. You had recognized me. I spoke earlier and you said I must give you a chance to speak. Then you recognized me. Honorable Mayor was not anywhere. It was me after you, Chair. Allow me to speak.
I'm not there. I will recognize you when you have to speak, Honorable Maotwe. You don't
but
just.
How do you recognize me when you've already recognized me, Chair?
I will recognize when you have to speak. Thank you. Honorable Malema.
Thank you, Chair. I had asked as a point of privilege that Advocate Mkhwebane appear on a separate screen and show us her face during the proceedings. It's common practice during virtual proceedings that Advocate Mkhwebane in terms of this hearing, but it's common practice that the person who is the center of attention should be visible at all times.
Okay.
And I'm asking that be the case. And ruling in that regard. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Malema. As things stand, let me start there. Honorable Mkhwebane is not taking a witness stand. Let's start there. There's cross-examination being done. I am very happy as a chair that she's connected. She's online, and I have no problem when she's online. The advocate representing her would be sitting next to her, and I'd want to close the matter at that point. Thank you. Before I proceed to Advocate Mpofu, Honorable Maotwe, please.
No, thank you, Chair. You know you like to interrupt me when I'm speaking. Can you just be patient with me the same way you are patient with Honorable Mayhem? I'm equally a member of this committee. I'm a member of Parliament. I've got every right to be here. Please don't make me feel like I'm a stepchild. So I was saying on my point earlier that the way you're conducting this thing, you're confusing all of us. You're going to end up being confused yourself because the directives is very clear that you allow cross-examination to finish. And when cross-examination is finished, then you take members of Parliament. You decided to stop the cross-examination. You took the members of Parliament, and now you brought us back to the cross-examination. I'm just trying to help you so that this mess does not happen in future Chairperson. Be patient with us. Allow us to criticize you. Allow us to correct you when you are wrong, like you are wrong in this case. We would not be sitting here with advocating for a cross-examination, Mr. Samuel. This should have been the platform for members of parliament to pose questions to Mr. Samuel. But you are zigzagging and you think that you are going to follow your zigzag. It's not correct, Chairperson. Please correct yourself. We want to be part of this committee. And I want us to continue fairly, but be fair to us, be unbiased, and let's run this process fairly. Thank you.